Hi everyone, welcome back to our Power Yoga class. I'm Tracy and I'm here with
Marilee.
And we are ready to give you a strong, loving class on your mat tonight. So what I would love for you to do is come onto your mat. We're gonna lie back, flat back, face up. And we're gonna start with a little thoracic mobility. So let's go ahead and bend your knees in a bridge pose. So you're gonna bring your heels in line with your hips. Your toes are forward in line with your heels. And we're just gonna find some bridge reaches. And I love this one because it feels so good to just start to rotate through your torso before you get into your sun salutations. So we're just gonna take your right arm and we're gonna reach it. As you lift up into your bridge, we're gonna reach your right arm overhead and just reach out as far as it feels good for you. We're gonna lower that down and we're gonna switch arms. So you're gonna alternate this at your pace. Don't feel like you need to stay with Marilee's pace. We're just gonna be working on your own timing for yourself. And you can find a little exhale as you go ahead and reach back. So your head is off the floor. You're lifting up through your head. If it stays on the floor a little bit, if it feels like it's too much work in your neck, you can keep it in the floor if you like, but I find that it feels better for me as I'm kind of turning and reaching. Again, it's not so specific that you can't come out of the play of it. So have some fun and just kind of reach out and be playful. As you lift, you're gonna squeeze through your glutes. So I want you to remember that this is also we're inside of the glutes and we're not using the heels so much. So normally in a regular bridge, you would really be driving down through your heels, lifting up through your glutes. And on this one, it's really nice because you're taking that direct push down through the heels out of it to let your glutes do a little bit more work. So we're gonna be here for another 10 seconds. Find it on your reach, working through your exhales, your extension and your length. So at this point, now that we're getting a little warm, you can start to create maybe a little more reach if it feels good. Maybe a little more on each one. Go ahead and extend that back. We'll find one more on each side. Reach it out. And then we'll switch sides here. Very nice, yeah. And then we'll lower down and hug the knees up into your chest. We're gonna find a little rock. Side to side, squeeze the thighs together. We're just massaging the back into the floor. We're gonna take a few rock and rolls. So go ahead and tap your heels and give yourself the gift of lengthening through your spine now and a nice little massage of your vertebrae into the length of your mat. Here, find the exhale as you come up. We'll take 4 more. For 4, we're elongating through the spine. For 3, we're gonna lift it. For 2, and on this next one, you can either cross your feet and find a light jump back, or you can step back, into your high plank position. So high plank is gonna be an awesome place to start your Ujjayi breathing. So here's where we're gonna close the mouth. We're gonna start to breathe through your nose, through your glottis, that oceanic sound we're gonna bring into the heat of the body. We're turning the elbows to the back wall. We're gonna push the chest away and engage through the triceps. We're tucking up through the pelvis. There's some energy through your feet right now, so go ahead and push out a little bit through your heels. We're squeezing up through your quads. We're keeping the glutes on. And the top of the head is shining straight out in front of you, to the wall in front of you. So I want you to really think about making sure that you're not looking up so much and starting to bring a little strain into the neck. And the whole length of your abdominals, we're asking those guys to turn on nice and strong. So we're gonna stay here for a few more breaths. Can you push down a little stronger? Yeah. Can you get your chest a little further away? Can you squeeze your thighs a little tighter? And then we're gonna lower all the way down to the floor. And we'll flip over onto your back. And we're gonna just find a nice long reach. So arms will reach overhead. Toes are gonna lengthen really long. Find a big breath in and a deep exhale. Then we're gonna bring the heels up to the sky and we'll flex the toes in towards your shins. And then we're gonna extend your right leg out to the wall in front of you. And we're gonna keep it up about a foot or 2 from the floor. So if that is not feeling good on your back, then what I want you to do is bend your right knee and drop your right heel into the floor. So you can always work this modification. If you feel stronger right now, extend that heel out and keep it lifted. And then we're gonna reach up and touch both of your thumbs up as high as you can behind your left leg, and we'll lower it down. So we're getting the shoulder blades off the floor. Find an exhale as you lift. And for this one, you can breathe out through your mouth. We're gonna lift it up. That's 3, and each one gets a little bit higher. 4, yeah, drive it up. We're pushing the low spine into your mat. That's 5, reach it up. That's 6. If you start to feel it in your neck, that's 7. You can bring your hands behind your head. That's 8, or just one hand and reach the other hand up. That's 9, beautiful. 3 more, reach it up, 3. If you can get higher, go for it. For 2, you gotta touch those thumbs. Stretch it up. Okay, we're gonna switch the legs. Here we go. Thumbs touch on every one. Go as high as you can where you get those thumbs up. Yeah, find the reach. That's 3. Lift it. 4. Keep pushing through the spine. It's about a 1/1000 hold up there. Take it up, and we're halfway there. We have 6 more. For 6, get high up on it. 5, find a little more lift. 3, tiny bit more. Go. 2. And for 1, find the long stretch. Very nice. So now we're just warming up through the whole length of the abdominals. Reach, reach, reach. We'll bring the legs back up to the sky here. And now we're going to extend that right leg back out. We're going to bring the fingertips behind your head nice and light. So we're going to go center, side, center. So we're just going to lift a crunch, center and lower it down. We're going to lift and twist the upper body to one side and lower it down. We're going to go back center, lift it, and then we're going to twist it to the other side, cross it over. Yeah, so it's center, twist it, side. Take that 1/1000, center, twist it, side. If you need to, you can drop that right heel at any time. Center, twist it, side. Yeah, center, find the twist, side. We have one more with this leg. Center, find the twist, side, crunch it up, center, twist it, side. Very nice. Let's switch the legs. So now we're going to find that lift, center, find the twist, side, and crunch it and twist it over. 3 more like that. So each time that we're here, we're trying to get a little higher, both on the twist and the crunch, to the center. We have 2 more sets. Let's drive it up. Lift and twist. Yes. Lift it. Go, Mary. Get higher. Twist it. 1 more set. Find the lift and the twist. Awesome. Lift and the twist. And now we're going to come into a bridge pose. So we'll drop the heels. We're going to lift the hips up. We're going to bring the palms outside of your hips. Palms are nice and flat. And then we'll extend that right leg straight out so that your right leg is as high as your left. We're going to flex those right toes back in. And then we're going to lower down for 3. So lower it for 3, 2, take your whole back onto the floor. We're going to lift it up for 3, 2, find the squeeze. And now we're going to lower it halfway down and up for 4, squeeze it, 3, lift, 2, squeeze, 1. Hold it high. We'll stay right here. We're going to do that again. We're going to lower down for 3, 2, 1. We're going to come up for 3, 2, 1. And then we're going to go halfway down and up for 4. Find the squeeze. 3, right in that left glute. 2, you're pushing through that left heel. Hold it up for 1. We're going to do that one more time. We're down for 3, 2, 1. We're up for 3. Awesome. 2, 1. Now we're halfway down and up. Lower it and lift. Lower, 3, down, 2. Hold it up on this one. Drop your right heel. Keep your hips lifted high. Drive down through that right heel. Extend that left leg out. Keep your left leg as high as your right. Flex your left toes in. And now we're going to reverse it. So now we're going to go down for 1, and we're going to lift up for 3, 2, squeeze it. Then we're going to go down for 3, 3, 2, 1, lift up and squeeze it. And now we're down halfway and up for 4, 3, nice, 2, driving through that right heel, hold it up high. So we're going to lower down for 3, 2, 1, come up on 1. Then we're going to lower down for 1 and come up 3, 2, and now we're gonna lower halfway down and up. For 4, 3, 2, and 2 feet are down in the floor. We're gonna keep the heels lifted nice and high. And then we'll lift up onto the balls of the feet. Yeah, so we'll walk the toes under the knees. Heels are gonna come up. I think I said keep the heels up, but the heels were flat down initially. Yeah. So heels are gonna lift. We're pushing through the toes. And then we're gonna reach the arms straight up to the sky so that your wrists are in line with your shoulders. And we're gonna find little lifts, just little ones. So it's just a few tiny inches. I want you to keep pushing through the balls of your feet and keep the glutes as strong as you can. So squeeze them. Yeah, squeeze them together nice and tight. And we're here for about 20 seconds. Find that lift. And Marilee's exhaling on every lift. If that feels like it's too much breath for you, you can slow it down, but I want you to keep that tempo, that pace. And I like to keep the breath flowing like that as well. 4, 3, 2. Let's lower down here. We'll grab the knees and find rock and roll. So we're gonna tap the heels for 4, for 3, for 2. On this one, we're gonna cross the edges of the feet, step back into that high plank position. Here we are, settling into our plank. It's gonna be a strong one. I want you to think about turning everything on, tuck in and squeeze in. And now we're just gonna take a straight leg lift on the left leg. So the rest of the body is gonna stay real still. It's a lift and a lower. We're touching the toes down. A lift and a lower. So we're not lifting the hips up on this one. Lift it and lower. Find the lift and the low. We have 4 more. For 4, if you're modifying, for 3, you can bring that right knee down. For 2, if you're modifying, you're gonna stay on that angle and drop that left foot from your shoulders to your hips. And then we're gonna go to the right side. So it's a little lift. For 8, touch the toes lightly. 7, keep the triceps strong. 6, 5, keep the pelvis tucked. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's drop that right foot and find your child's pose. So go ahead and bring your knees down. Nice and easy. Separate your knees wide. Find a reach through your fingertips. We're extending out nice and long. So let your forehead drop down into the floor. Just relax and let go through your upper body. Let your elbows bend and relax your arms into the floor. So now without any energy, we're just gonna get real soft through the upper body. We're gonna relax through your toes. If you're curled up onto the balls of your feet, see if you can release the top of your feet into your mat and give yourself the opportunity to just completely let go in that space. Then we're gonna bring the knees out a little wider. So if they can separate out a little wider, I like to bring them out, and then we'll slide back onto the forearms, and we're just gonna shift our body weight side to side. So I want you to go inside of your psoas, so inside of your hip flexors, and I also want you to feel this in the inner thighs. So your adductors are getting the opportunity to just kind of stretch open and feel. And then go ahead and walk your fingertips out to the side. So I'll scooch over here. So fingertips are out to the side walls. And we're gonna lift your chest away from the floor, lift your face away from the floor, and then go ahead and drop your right shoulder in towards your mat, and then drop your left shoulder in. I like to keep my head still on this one. You can move yours side to side if you like that better. We're gonna go side to side, nice and easy. So you're only pressing down as far as you wanna go to get into the stretch. Now let's hold one side down, so wherever you are, just kind of hold it there. Let's stay here. And then we'll switch sides. Let's stay here. And then we'll come back center, and we're gonna walk the arms out really long. You're gonna keep your head and chest lifted. So I want you to extend through your fingertips. Feel the pull on your rib cage from your shoulders to your wrist, and the head's gonna stay lifted, and then we're gonna drop one tricep down and drop the other one. And while you're doing that, I want you to keep walking your fingertips out in front of you. So I want you to be able to feel yourself using the leverage of the floor. So I want you to think about your fingertips really being a huge part of the lengthening process, right? So as you drop, you find a reach, and then you find a reach. We're still going side to side. And then right here, we're gonna take your right arm and we're gonna slide it under your left, and then just reach your left fingertips. And let your body weight drop down into that right shoulder. I'm on my fingertips on the left, and I just keep working them a little ways somewhere that feels good. So maybe it's a little to your right. Maybe it's just a little bit further out in front of you. And then use your left hand to press and reverse that cross. So the left shoulder drops and the right arm finds the energy and the extension and the reach. And I like to sit back down into my seat if I can and stay inside of those hips. So if you find that you've lifted your hips up, see if you can relax your sit bones down towards the floor. And then we'll take an easy press with your wrist under your shoulders, and we'll bring your knees under your hips. And then we're gonna go ahead and curl up onto the balls of your feet and open back through your shoulders for some cat-cows. Press down through the palms. Find an inhale as you exhale, round and tuck up. Top of the feet are relaxed in the floor. And let's do that again. Inhale, go ahead and lengthen it, and exhale, round and tuck it under. And we'll find two more. Breathe in, pull the shoulders open. Exhale, round and tuck, tuck, tuck it all the way up. One more time, let's fill the lungs up. On this exhale, we're gonna stay in the tuck. So round it. Yeah, we're gonna stay here, let the breath flow. I like to say a slow no. So I turn my head side to side. I bring an ear to the shoulder because it just feels really good. As you're rounding up, it feels really nice to take your time to touch the ear to the shoulder and feel that through your cervical spine. And then we'll come center, and we're gonna reach your right arm out in front of you, and we'll push your left heel up to the sky. So come onto your toes on the right so that you give yourself the opportunity to get stable. And now I want you to drive your chest a little bit away from the floor just by pushing down through your left palm just a little bit. So make sure you have a strong, stable left arm, and then reach back with your right hand and see if you can catch that foot. If you can't, you can use a little washcloth. You can wrap it around if you're really tight, or you can grab onto a pant leg or your big toes, and we're just gonna roll open through that right shoulder. So we were opening up a little bit through the shoulders down in our child's pose, and now we're gonna breathe into it here. And then we'll switch sides, nice and slow. We'll drop down, we'll stretch the left arm out. We're gonna drive the right heel up to the sky, and then we'll reach back and catch it, and we're gonna roll open through the left side. We'll lift up through that right leg. We're gonna kick back through the toes for 5, 4, 3, 2. And now let's take that side to side at your own pace. So you're gonna alternate it for yourself. We're gonna get 4 together, so 2 on each side as you roll open, lift up, and kick back. And when you feel like you're ready to switch it, you'll switch it. We'll meet in downward facing dog together. So don't rush through your stretch for yourself. We'll be waiting for you in downward facing dog. We're gonna find one more on each side. So now, once you grab it, now maybe you can open up a little more. Maybe you can feel it through the rib cage a little more. So again, we're going into that focus of finding the mobility throughout the thoracic. And then we'll switch sides. And then whenever you're ready, and if you're still holding on to yours, enjoy it. We're just gonna come into a long downward facing dog. And in down dog, we wanna get the middle fingers in line with our shoulders. I want you to spread your fingers as far apart from each other as you can so you have a strong foundation. I want you to use your knuckles, use your palms. So if you have any space under your palms, if you're cupping your hands, please don't do that. Press your palms flat down into the floor. You want that foundation. You want it for the strength of your wrists. You want it for the stability for yourself. Let your forehead drop down. We're going to elongate a little bit through that low back where your sit bones come up towards the sky. So let your seat drive up towards the floor. And I want you to step yourself back as far as you need to get your heels to just be lifted naturally, where they're not in the floor and you're not on your tippy toes trying to lift them. So use the length of your mat. That's why we have nice long mats. So if you're 6'3", there's a mat out there for you. You can find it on Amazon. Take your measurements. And then we have just a normal size mat where you should really kind of be taking up the space on your mat. And we'll go ahead and stretch your right leg up to the sky. So just take it up, point through your right toes. Now, if you need to take a little break here, if your shoulders feel tired, come down onto your forearms. You can do that at any time. We're just going to circle through that right ankle. So a little mobility through the ankle joint feels nice. Take it both directions. We're going to drop that right foot. We'll stretch up through the left leg, point through the toes, circle nice and slow. Beautiful, both ways. And then we'll drop that left foot. And now we're going to take your right fingertips to touch your left toes. Maybe you're not reaching your left toes. Maybe you can, and we're not going to grab on. We're going to just touch the toes and alternate it side to side. So if you can't reach your toes, reach up by your shin, reach up by your knee, reach up by your thigh. So just find a place where you can reach. Yeah, we're moving just as naturally as you're flowing with yourself. So there's no restrictions here. Just let things flow. Reach for it. And then we'll walk the hands up to the front of your mat. And we're going to take baby steps with a slight bend in your knees. And we're going to walk your toes all the way up till they get to your wrists. So go ahead and walk yourself way up there. We're going to keep your feet as wide as your hips. And we're going to bring your palms flat onto your shins. So once you bring your palms onto your shins, I want you to lift up as far as you need to find a long spine. So you might be all the way up by your knees. And then or you might be down by your ankles. Let's find a big breath in. And as you exhale, we're going to fold in. Give yourself a nice hug. Find a forward fold. And then let's do that again. Go ahead and take the lift. Breathe it in. Push back through the seat. On the exhale, find a fold forward. Grab on and feel something. And then we're gripping your toes. We're going to bring your fingertips outside of your little baby toes. And we're going to take your right foot, and I want you to bring it outside of your left hip, diagonal back behind you. So go ahead and just slide that right foot over, drop down into that left seat. So you can feel the stretch across your left glute. We're going to step that up, and we're going to switch it. Left guy goes to the right. Yeah, slide it back. Very nice. And we're going to take that side to side. So the one thing that I really want you to think about is when you're taking that cross over, make sure that you're not bringing any body weight into the front of your knee. So you can always grab your knee and kind of do a check. And Marily's going to keep alternating side to side. But you're just going to find a check from your knee to your ankle. You can slide your hand up and down and check that out. I just want you to make sure that you're not jamming forward into the patella, into the kneecap. So we're still flowing side to side, sliding it back, letting it feel good. Taking a pause where you, if it feels really good there, you're like, oh gosh, I really love that. Then stay there and let yourself enjoy it. And there's a little push off the balls of the feet. And now at this point, maybe you're sliding back a little further. Maybe you're able to drop down a little deeper through that glute. Beautiful. So even yourself out. We started on the right, which means that you're going to end with your left foot back. And once you're there, go ahead and bring your fingertips outside of your baby toes and find a step back into that high plank where we were, high plank position. Very nice. Okay, so we're filling up the upper back. We're pushing from the arms. And we're just gonna lift your right foot a little bit off the floor. Point your toes to the back wall. Find a nice deep breath in. And as you exhale, it's a 3 count, nose to the knee. Tuck it in for 3, round it up for 2. Yeah, see if you can touch it. And then we're gonna push it back for 3, for 2, and drop that right foot. Point the left toes back. We're gonna breathe in. As you exhale, round and tuck it. For 3, drive it up. For 2, try to touch it. We're gonna push it back. For 3, very nice. For 2, we're going side to side. Take it on the right, point the toes back, breathe in. As you exhale, round and tuck it. 3, for 2, and it's a slow count back. Nice, and we'll drop that right foot. Point the left toes, breathe in. As you exhale, round it up. For 3, tuck it. 2, try to touch it. It's a 3 count back. For 3, for 2, and for 1, we'll drop that left foot. So now we're gonna continue to go. If you're tired, bring your knees to the floor. Keep your hips flat. You're gonna work it from here. So we're gonna do a few modified. If Marilee feels stronger, she'll lift her knees up. We're gonna take your right knee to your right tricep. Yeah, do the modified. Left knee down, yeah, bring the right knee down, and then the left knee will come up. So this is modified if you're modifying. If Marilee's feeling like she's ready to lift her knees, then she'll lift her knees. If you're gonna keep yours down, then certainly keep yours down. So if you want to, Mary, you can go into the full pose. So the full pose is straight legs, 1 knee up at a time, and it's a 1/1000 to the, we're going here. Oh, okay. Yeah, to the side. Yeah, take it out, nice. And then cross it out. So just the same knee to the same arm, and you're trying to get it a little higher on each one if that's available. Remember, you want to keep the shoulders right on top of the wrist, so we're not rocking the body forward and back. We're not working that momentum kind of stuff and jamming on the shoulders like that. We're getting stronger. Yeah, keep pushing yourself away from the floor. Keep driving it up. We have another 10 seconds to find and feel. If you need a break, you can stay in that modified you can stay in that modified position with the knees in the floor, that modified plank, or you can come into child's pose. 1 more each side. Excellent. Downward facing dog. Let your seat drive high. Let your arms open here. Stretch your right leg up to the sky. Bend your right knee, flex your toes in, roll open through your right hip. Take that heel and push it strong to the left side. And then we'll drop your right foot down to the floor and we'll lift the left leg up. And we're gonna bend the knee. We're gonna keep a strong active foot and we're gonna roll open and we're gonna take this side to side. So mobility inside of the hips, pressing it back as far as you wanna push for yourself. Yeah, bend and open it up, squeeze through that glute. Very nice. 1 more each way. Roll it open. And last one. Bend it. And let's find child's pose right here. So we're gonna come on down. Separate the knees. Take a seat back, relax, and let it go. Okay, from here we're gonna come back into our downward facing dog. And we're gonna bend your knees, step or float your feet up to the front of your mat. Let's find a lift halfway, we'll breathe it in. And as you exhale, we'll find a nice forward fold. Give yourself a little hug forward. And then let's stretch the arms out to the side, come on up nice and tall. Breathe in high, and on the exhale, we'll fold forward, come on down slow and low. Halfway lift, we're breathing in here. Step or jump back to your high plank. And we're gonna find our first chaturanga. We're gonna take it down real slow together. So I want you to turn your elbows to the back wall. We're gonna take 6 seconds to lower into your chaturanga just so that I could talk you through what you should be feeling. Remember, your feet will step up a little bit because your head's going through the front wall in order to joint stack your elbows. So let's find 6 seconds down right here. For 6, we're gonna lower down. For 5, for 4, yeah, we're coming a little forward. For 3, elbows are on top of the wrist, shoulders are in line with the elbows. For 2, we're tucking up through the pelvis, we're squeezing through the thighs. If you were modifying, your knees were gonna be on the floor. And then we're gonna come into up dog 1 foot at a time. Yeah, we'll squeeze through the glutes. We're lifting the thighs and the knees are off the floor. If you're modifying, you can keep those in the floor. Downward facing dog will find the exhale. And we're gonna flow through that. So go ahead and bend the knees, step or float your feet. We're at the front of your mat. Find the lift halfway. We're breathing in. As you exhale, let's fold it on the inhale. Stretch out wide and come on up, nice and tall. Exhale, fold it slow and low. Fold it in a little tighter. Halfway lift, let's breathe in here. Step or float back to your high plank. and chaturanga. Now we can lower down and take the pause. Upward facing dog, we'll find the inhale. Downward facing dog, we're gonna breathe out. Bend the knees, make your way, we're at the front. It's a step or a light jump. Feet are together, we'll find a lift halfway, breathing in as you exhale. We're folding deeper on the inhale, we're coming up taller. Let's come all the way up to the sky, bring the hands to the heart center. A moment right here where we're coming into sun salutation B. Let's find seated chair, bend the knees, find a seated squat, reach up tall, we're inhaling. On the exhale, we're gonna fold nice and slow. A lift halfway, let's breathe in, we'll find your high plank. And chaturanga, we'll take a pause in it. We're gonna work right here. Upward facing dog, let's fill the lungs up. A chaturanga, if you like it, right in the center. Yeah, right in the middle, let's hold it. Downward facing dog, skip it if you don't. Right leg is gonna come up to the sky. Right foot lunges, left foot turns. We're coming up with the arms out to the side wall in warrior one, palms face each other. Very nice. Let's reach the fingertips to the ceiling. So we're coming up out of the shoulders. We'll drive the thumbs back a little bit. So that means we're just moving through mobility in the shoulders because they're nice and warm. We'll get a little bit taller on the inhale. As you exhale, fold forward, come on into your high plank. Let's lower down easy into your chaturanga. Up dog, we'll breathe in, squeeze and engage through the glutes. Chaturanga, we'll come back. Let's hold it here for 5. Let's keep breathing for 4. Keep tucking through the pelvis for 3. For 2, we're in downward facing dog with the head low and the seat high. Very nice. Left leg lifts. Left foot lunges, right foot turns. Warrior one, we're coming up. We're gonna settle in, let your breath flow. Reach back through your shoulders, breathe into your arms, lengthen through your chest. Inhale, get tall. Exhale, fold forward, find your high plank. Chaturanga will lower down, upward facing dog. We're gonna breathe in, come back to your chaturanga. Let's stay right here. So if you're modifying, you'll bring your knees to the floor. If you're not, we're gonna keep them lifted and find 4 little push-ups. For 4, just little ones. 3, just about 1.5 inches to 2 inches. For 1, and then from here straight into your downward facing dog. So let your seat get high, let your head drop low. We're gonna stretch your right leg up to the sky. Walk your hands back to your toes on the left. Beautiful. And then what I'd like you to do is come up onto your fingertips and lengthen through your spine right now. So just get long right here. Yeah, we're just creating a little space, a little length. And then find a deep breath in, and as you exhale, fold forward, let your right hand grab your left leg somewhere. So bend your right elbow, straighten your left leg without locking that knee. So remember, you're not trying to get so close that you're bending that knee into your face. You're just getting the stretch in that left leg. So I want you to keep it almost straight and then keep working the pull where your chest comes into your left thigh. On the exhales, we're pulling and feeling. Left fingertips are in the floor for a little training wheel, a little help out there. If you want to challenge your balance, 2 hands are going to come around that left leg, only if you want to challenge it. So think about this. If you don't want to challenge it, you can have 2 hands in the floor and just work your way into folding forward. So you can find that strong pull. Yeah. Work in the bicep strength now. So give yourself the gift of bending the elbows. Let the elbows flare out to the side. Is your neck relaxed? Is your right leg lifting? So are you still doing some work in that right leg? We're gonna slowly walk your hands up your left leg until they come to your hips. Bring your torso halfway up with you. So 2 hands are on the hips. We're gonna turn that right hip down. Very nice. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna bend your back knee and guide your heel in towards your head. Beautiful. And then we're gonna take your left arm out in front of you to the front wall. Just reach your left arm out. Right hand's still on that hip. Then we're gonna reach your right hand back and catch that foot, and we're just gonna go into a nice dancer's pose where we peel back through your right pec. We're gonna open up through the right ribs. We're gonna lift the toes up. We're gonna kick back a little bit. We're still reaching with that left arm, so find the energy for 5, 4, 3, 2, and then we're gonna stand tall, drop that right foot across from the left, and we're gonna find a nice mountain pose here. So let your arms come alongside of the body, and spread your fingers nice and wide. Make sure you separate your feet hip width distance. We're gonna lift up through your chest. We're gonna drop down through your shoulders. We're gonna pull your shoulder blades together towards each other. So we're going to find some energy through your fingertips right now, and then close your eyes and relax through your face. And lift up through your thighs and squeeze up through your glutes. Grip your toes into the floor. Yeah, distribute your weight evenly throughout your feet. We're just going to stay here in mountain pose and let it feel so good. Beautiful. And then we'll crack the eyes open, and we're going to switch the feet now. So we were balanced on the left foot, so we're going to drive that left heel up into your inner thigh. And we're going to root your right foot into your mat for standing tree pose. So let's just bring the arms out to the side wall in standing tree. So if you cannot get your heel to stay on your inner thigh, you can bring the top of your foot, right by your pelvis if that works better for you, or on top of your thigh. Yeah. And we're keeping the arms reaching out. We're spreading the fingers nice and wide. We're lifting up through the chest. We're relaxed through the face. We're squeezing through your right glute. And we're turning out a little bit through that left knee without compromising the squareness of your hips to the front wall. Yeah, you're only going as far as that adductor is going to open up without letting your hips come away from the front wall. And then we'll reach the arms up to the sky, interlace the fingers, pointer finger is going to drive up towards the ceiling. And then we'll find a nice deep breath in. And as you exhale, we're going to stretch a little bit left and right. So you'll find one side reaches, it feels good. When you come center, I want you to get really tall, and then you'll go to the other side. And you can move that, at your own pace. So you're working through finding an opportunity to stay balanced, and then finding the chance to just reach it side to side in the place that feels good for you. And then we're going to come back center, and we'll hug that left knee up into your chest. So go ahead and just pick it up and pull it in, and then keep that left knee high and stretch your arms back up to the sky. Very nice. Flex your toes in towards your shin, and then if it's available, straighten your left heel out in front of you. And we're going to find a straight leg lift, or you're just holding it. So let's take it up for 8. If it's too much to lift it, 7. Just work a hold. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Let's hold it up on 1. Bend that knee again, but keep the thigh high. Slide your hands onto your hips. Lift your left leg high up over your right, and lower body's going to find eagle. So we'll connect the top of that right foot behind your left calf if you can go there, and if that doesn't work, you're going to bring that foot right outside of the other one. So with your hands on your hips, you'll drop into your seated squat just like that. If you can work it back behind and catch on there, then that's excellent. Go for that. And if all of it is too much, then you can come into lower body chair. So if you don't like doing the eagle pose, you can find lower body chair pose. Make sure you can see your toes. Now we're going to reach your right arm out in front of you. Bring your left arm under your right. Interlace your arms, or come forearm to forearm. Elbows as high as your shoulders or higher, so don't let them drop down into your chest. Make sure you're working those arms. We're in eagle. We're engaged through the belly. If you want another challenge, guess what you're going to do? You're going to close your eyes. So if you want another balance challenge, eyes can be closed here. Yeah, see if you can stay in that ujjayi. Mouth is closed. We're breathing full, long, deep breaths. 5, steady it. 4, nice. 3, 2, upper body finds chair pose. So slow and steady. And then lower body completes chair pose. So we're at the back of your mat in chair pose with your hands to your heart center. Let's inhale as you exhale. Edge of the right elbow is going to work the outside edge of your left knee. We're going to pull that right kneecap back. We're going to drop deeper into your seat if that's available, so you can get into the quads. Right hand drops. Left arm reaches. Let's roll it open. Very nice. Chair pose, come back up with the torso. Drop the seat a little lower. Hands come to the heart center. Breathe it in as you exhale, edge of the left elbow. Let's work the twist here. Yeah. So we're finding a nice flat back to the left side wall. Left hand drops and the right arm reaches. We're going to lift up and roll it open for 3. Very nice. Keep reaching it for 2. Chair pose, come on up. Forward fold, dive in. Walk yourself into a long high plank position. Walk yourself all the way out. Separate your feet as wide as your hips. Come down onto your forearms one at a time. We're going to tuck up through your pelvis. And then we're just going to find little straight leg step outs of your feet to one side. So just a few inches off your mat. Yeah, and walk it in. So alternating. We're out, out, in, and in. Little step. Out, out, in and in, little steps out. If this is too much, you're just holding your plank. If that's too much, you have your knees to the floor in a modified version. I just want to let you know that there is a pose in here for every single person. Whether you're just starting your yoga practice or not, you can be here in some capacity, in your capacity, until you build the strength to come into the full poses. We're still doing this, out, out, and in, and in. We're still working through it. We're driving the chest away from the floor. And if you need a break, you're already in your child's pose, because that is home base, and that's where we go when we need to take a break, over and over and over again, 1,000,000 times if you need to. Yeah, we're still working it. So this is for all levels, for every age. You know, get your kids on their mat. Let's start it young, all the way into, we're looking at if you're 100 years old, I want you still doing these planks. 5, 4, 3, 2. So hold that plank, feet are as wide as the hips. One palm at a time, we're going to come on up into your high plank. Now's a great opportunity for you to find child's pose if you want it. If you don't, you're going to stay in the plank. You're going to keep driving. And if you feel good, I want you to take your right foot off the floor and bring your right knee to your left tricep. Right knee to the left tricep. Yeah, and then switch it. Left guy comes to the right. Cross it up. And then switch it. Don't bring that tricep to your knee. Bring your knee up there to the tricep. Yeah, tuck it up. Drive it up. So yes, get into the mobility of your hips. We're turning the hips. Nice. Find a strong exhale as you pull it up. So work. 4, 3. Yeah, cross it over. 2. Hold your high plank. Chaturanga. We're down easy. Up dog on the breath in. Downward facing dog as we exhale. Bend your knees, make your way. We're at the front of your mat with a lift halfway. We're breathing in. As you exhale, we're folding deeper. Chair pose drops the seat. Come on up. Very nice. Chair pose. Check out your toes. We're going to stay on the whole foot, and we're just going to start to find a march of your thighs up into your chest, 1 foot at a time. So pick it all the way up. Get it up as high as you can. Yeah. Bring it up into your chest. Drive it. Pull it up. You're trying to keep a deep seat, so work the burn into it. Guess what? If you need to, stand up and do knee lifts so you can work it here and find an opportunity to keep moving for yourself. What feels good for you? Merrily staying in that deep-seated squat. Looks amazing. Yeah, keep driving it up. Beautiful. Let's find 10 seconds. 9, 8, pull it up stronger. 7, sit it down deeper. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, chair pose, feet come together, arms lengthen, breathe in as you exhale, forward fold, come on down. Halfway lift, we'll inhale here, step or float back to your high plank. Chaturanga, we're coming down slow and easy. Let's hold your chaturanga unless it's too much. Then you can find that you just come down to the floor and take a moment. If you feel stronger, lift your left foot up a little bit off the floor. It's a 3 count. We're going to bring your left knee up to your left elbow for 3, 2, 1, and step it back. Right foot lifts a little bit. It's a 3 count. 3, 2, 1, and step it back. Find your high plank. Yeah, chaturanga, lower it down. Left foot lifts. It's a 3 count. 3, 2, 1, and step it back. Right foot lifts. 3, 2, 1, and step it back. Find your high plank. Chaturanga, we're down nice and easy. Up dog is going to inhale it. It's a feel good. Downward facing dog on the exhale. We're in downward facing dog. Very nice. We're going to lift that left leg high. Walk your hands back to your toes. On the right, take your left hand, catch your right leg somewhere, and just lift up. Let's stay here, bringing your chest away from the floor. We're long. We have an active back leg, so we're lifting that guy up. We're pushing energy through the heels. We tuck the toes in. Create your length here. Yeah, so maybe you can still just Get the chest a little further away, but we're keeping the right fingertips into the floor. Let's find a deep breath in as you exhale. Here we go. Let's pull it. So keep a straight right leg as best you can to get inside that warm right hamstring. You're bending through the left elbow. We're using the right fingertips as a little leverage. Keep folding in. Yeah, keep pulling it. Keep working it. Keep breathing it. If you took the challenge on one side, play around with it here. So bring that right hand around. See if you can bring two hands around. Even if it's just you're tapping the floor and then you grab that leg, and then you're tapping the floor and then you grab that leg. It's just for fun, right? We're just having a little bit of fun with your balance challenge. So don't get so serious about it. It's not this big serious thing. Yeah, it's like nobody's going to come here and shoot your head off if you can't balance on one foot. It's okay. It's fun. It's a good time. Like when you were a kid, just have fun, hopscotch and all that single leg stuff that we used to do. We're working through the biceps, pulling and feeling for 5-4. We're going to walk the hands up real slow on that right leg. Grab onto your hips. Two hands are on the hips and the torso is halfway lifted. We're going to lift up through that back leg just a little bit more as we turn that left hip down. Yeah, and then very slowly extend your right arm out in front of you. Just reach that right arm out. And then real slow, guide your left heel back. Hold that in. Yeah, left hand's on the hip, 5-4, 3-2. Left hand catches that left foot. We're gonna roll up and through the left shoulder. We're in dancer's pose. Yes, make your way and find yours. Toes are driving up towards the sky. We're still reaching out. We're still kicking back. For 3, that looks amazing. For 2, we're pushing back through that right glute. And then super slow, we'll find chair pose. So the feet come together. Let's drop the seat. Come on down into it. Feet come together. Chair pose. Bring the hands to the heart center. Palms pressed together. Let's breathe in as you exhale, edge of the right elbow. We're going to take the edge of your left knee. So you can stay here. You can stay right here. That's a beautiful pose. If you want to challenge yourself for the next movement, we're going to balance on the left and we're going to bring your right heel back up to the sky in a hamstring curl. Yeah, we're just going to hold this right here. We're still working the twist. We're finding some strong right heel up into the ceiling, 5-4. We're still finding a flat back to the right side, 3-2. Let the feet meet and come back into your chair pose. Beautiful. Hands come to the heart center. We're going to breathe in as you exhale. Let's switch it up. Edge of the left elbow. We're working through the torso. We're pulling that left kneecap back a little bit. Let's try it on the other side. We're going to try and take that left foot real slow. Toes are flexed. And we're going to try and push the roof up with the energy through that whole left foot. But we're still twisting. We're still pressing through the palms. So palms are strong. Triceps are on. 5-4, 3-2. Chair pose, let's drop the seat. Chair pose, mountain pose, come on up. Separate your feet as wide as your hips. Close your eyes. Let's relax through the nervous system. Let the shoulders drop down. Pull the shoulder blades together. We're lifting up through the whole lower body. We're gripping our toes down into the floor. And we're relaxed and we're breathing. Ujjayi, we're letting your nervous system chill out. We're letting your heart rate come back. Yeah. Take a moment right here to feel good. Interlace your fingers behind your back. Pull your shoulder blades together. Crack your eyes open. Breathe in as you exhale, fold forward. You can separate your feet wider than your hips if that feels better for your hamstrings. Push back through your seat. Maybe say a slow motion no if you want to. Or just let the top of your head hang and close your eyes. That feels real nice. Let your arms drop down, heel toe your feet back underneath your hips, roll up on a 6 count. So real slow, 6, 1 vertebrae at a time. 5, 4, 3, 2. Shrug and roll the shoulders back. Yeah, find a few shrugs here. We're gonna find standing tree on the other side, so we'll take that right heel. We're gonna drive it up into your left inner thigh. We're gonna open up through that adductor. We're gonna keep the hips like headlights out in front of you. We'll stretch the arms up to the sky. Let your palms stay separated on this one. Yeah, and extend your fingertips up through the ceiling. Beautiful. And then take your right hand and grab your left wrist. Breathe in, and as you exhale, pull your torso. So right hand has the left wrist. You're pulling to your right. Reach it. extend and lengthen through it. Root that tree. We'll come back center, switch the grip, breathe it in as you exhale. Pull it over. We're going to take that side to side. Pull up out of it. So if you find that it's too much to stay in tree, just drop your right foot and go side to side. You can always do that too. Again, just so many ways to be able to build yourself up to this practice. That's what I love about power yoga, is that there's so many baby steps that you can do. Come back center. Beautiful. Reach up tall. Energies through the fingertips. Beautiful. And then go ahead and drive that right thigh up towards your chest right here. And then we're going to straighten that leg out. So go ahead and push that heel. It's a straight leg lift. Let's take it up for 8, 7, 6. It gets a little higher. 5, 4, maybe a little higher. 3, 2. We're going to hold that leg up high. We'll bend that knee, but keep a high thigh. Slide your hands to your hips. Lower body's in eagle. So we're going to wrap that leg around. So maybe if it doesn't come behind your left calf, you'll bring the ball of your foot to the floor and then feel your hips get even. So one guy's usually higher than the other. That's why I want you to hold on to your hips and kind of feel your way. Engage through the abdominals. So make sure those guys didn't get lazy on you. Turn them on. Let the seat drop a little deeper. Yeah. And then you'll go ahead and take that left arm out and you'll bring the right arm under, or you're going forearm to forearm, closing it up. But I want you to think about lifting your elbows out of your chest. So make sure you're doing the work in that upper body, right? And then we get the opportunity to sit down a little bit deeper. So if you want to add some oomph to it, you're dropping the seat, you're lifting the arms up, you're staying engaged through the obliques, through the whole rectus abdominis. We're still dropping through the seat. That looks strong for 5. Yeah, if you can drop it a little more, go for it. 4, 3, awesome. 2, upper body finds chair pose. Yes. Lower body completes it. Fold forward. Separate your feet here as wide as your hips, and then walk yourself into your high plank. Let's come all the way down to the floor and relax, cheek to one side. So take a moment right here to just let it go. Relax to the top of the feet. Let your neck be relaxed. And then go ahead and interlace your fingers behind your back and bring your chin neutral. Lift your chest up, squeeze your glutes, lift your thighs up, lengthen through your toes. Let your chest get a little higher, and let's find airplane wings. So release the fingers, yeah, and reach the fingertips back to the back corners of the room. Now we'll lift the arms up. We're gonna keep the neck out of it, so we're still looking down at the floor. We're gonna let the thighs get a little bit higher, and then a bow pose. Bend the knees, catch the feet. Bring your knees in line with your hips. So bring your knees closer to each other. Now lift your thighs up. Let's kick back. So thighs get real high if that's available. Marilee's modifying by staying lower. If you want to come high, you can bring your toes up to the ceiling and get those thighs way up off the floor if that feels good for your low back. If it doesn't, you're going to keep it lower. You're still kicking back. We're still opening up through the shoulders. For 4, 3, for 2, we're in downward facing dog, neutralizing your spine right here. Right leg is going to take a lift. Right foot lunges, left foot turns. Come on up. We're in warrior 1. Let's slide open into warrior 2. So warrior 2, we're going to let the shoulders drop down. We'll pull the shoulder blades together. And then we'll straighten that front leg. And we're going to reach the middle finger and the torso out to the front wall. Go ahead and extend it out. Triangle pose, drop down, catch a piece of that right shin. And we'll breathe back into that whole left pec. So legs are straight. Let's come back up into warrior 2. We'll bend that front knee, slide that left foot back, right palm flips. We breathe in as you exhale. Reverse the warrior, lift up out of the right rib cage. Cartwheel flow through to your high plank. Let's bring your right wrist under your shoulder. So let's modify first. Stagger your left foot in front of your right. So top foot in front of the bottom. We're going to lift up through that right hip. We're going to keep the right shoulder stacked. It's a joint stack, guys. It's important to move your body weight up a little bit so that you're not jamming on the shoulder and asking the shoulder to do all the work. So we're in a side angle plank. And if you feel like you want a little more of a challenge, stack your feet. Bring your left foot on top of your right. And if you want the next challenge, lift your left ankle up to the sky. Keep your left fingertips where they are. All I want you to do is on a 4 count, drive your left knee up towards your chest for 4, 3, 2. Keep that right hip lifted. It's a 4 count back for 4, 3, 2. Keep a high left leg. And then we'll bring the feet to meet. Lower the left leg down and lift it up. For 4, lower it down and find the lift. For 3, keep lifting that right hip. For 2, one more. Very nice. Now lift that left leg up and then hug your left knee with your left hand. Pull your left knee up into your chest. Pull it up a little stronger. For 5, 4, for 3, sweep your left foot up into a runner's lunge. Drop your left hand down. Stay here. We're in a runner's lunge and we're just going to breathe into that lunge position. It's just a nice moment, a nice opportunity to open up a little bit through the lower body. Let's bring your right knee down easy to the floor. Straighten your left leg. Yeah, so stay on the ball of your right foot. Nice. And then walk your fingertips out, one hand on either side of that left foot, and let's breathe into that left hamstring. Let your chest drop down towards your left thigh. Keep walking your fingertips out so that you can create a little bit. It's always nice to use the fingertips to create and feel. And then we'll come back into that lunge. So bend that left knee, lift that right. Right palm drops, and the left arm's going to reach open to the sky. Beautiful. Then we're going to drop that left hand outside of your left foot. And we're going to bring your right knee back down to the floor. And we're going to heel toe that left foot over towards your right wrist for half pigeon. So go ahead and work it over, sliding your right knee back. We're going to sit up nice and tall here. So go ahead and lift your upper body. Bring your hands to your heart center. We're pushing off that left foot. We're opening up through the right psoas. Close your eyes. Press your palms strong together. Activate through your triceps. So keep the upper body turned on. Now, if it feels good, you can drop your left hand to your left inner thigh or to the outside of your left leg, and you can find a quad stretch and reach back with your right hand and catch your right foot. Yeah, so work the balance however you need to. So maybe your left hand's way out in front of you. We're just going to go into that right quad. And as you're exhaling, maybe you're bringing that heel a little closer to the body. If you want to go into a nice balanced challenge, you can reach your left arm up to the sky here. Reach your left thumb back. Yeah, that's beautiful. 5, 4, 3, 2. Slow and easy. Drop your left hand first, then release your right foot. Find a deep breath in. Slide your right knee back as you exhale. Bring your torso slightly to the left and let your upper body drop down into the floor. So here's where we can just relax a moment. So I want you to think about your left knee right now. Make sure that your left knee is not in pain. I want you to think about your right knee, as a matter of fact, as well. And if your right knee doesn't feel good in the floor on your mat, then you'll slide a block or a little towel under your right thigh and prop that patella up off of jamming into your mat if that doesn't feel good. So if you didn't have a yoga block, you can just roll up a little towel, or you really need a towel, not a washcloth. It won't be enough. And then you can lift that leg up, yeah, and just kind of let it relax. You can stay relaxed, Mira. It's just an idea for those of us who don't feel good with the knees. We're going to slowly bring your torso back center and come into your downward facing dog, however you like to come into it. And then we'll stretch that left leg up to the sky. Left foot lunges, right foot turns. We're up in warrior one. and we'll drive the edge of that. So you want to make sure that right foot is in the floor. So if you can't push the edge of that foot, then you're maybe a little bit too wide. So maybe you want to work yourself a little bit closer, but keep the edge of that foot into the floor so that you can feel. You want to press down through it. Yeah. Warrior two, we'll slide it open. So now we're stacking the shoulders on top of the hips. Go ahead and straighten that front leg and then reach the torso. Reach it out. Yeah, keep that left hip tucked in. Reach out a little more. Triangle pose. Let's catch a piece of that left shin. Very nice. We're rolling open through the right side. Warrior two, we'll drop the seat. Left palm flips. We're breathing in as you exhale. Let's reach it up. Create the length. Feel good. Make sure you're not leaning on that right, so you're nice and light on the right. And then we'll cartwheel flow through to your high plank. We're going to find that side angle. So high plank position, left wrist is under the shoulder. Let's stagger first, right foot in front of the left. So stagger and get yourself lifted through that left hip. Turn on that left oblique. Yeah, and if you took the stronger pose, you were stacking your feet, one foot on top of the other. Otherwise, you're staying in that staggered pose. And you can stay in this. This is an amazing opportunity to challenge yourself just in a side angle. You can stay right here. If you're feeling stronger, you're going to go ahead and lift that right leg up nice and high. Lift your left hip with it. And then we're going to find a 4 count of your right knee into your chest. Let's bring it in for 4, 3. You're controlling it. 2. We're going to hold it in there. And then we're going to push it out, keeping a high right leg for 4, 3. Keep that leg high. 2. Keep that ankle up. Yeah, and then we'll let the feet meet. Drop it down. Find a lift high. Come on up for 4. Yeah, and then lower it down. And then find the lift for 3. Nice. And lift it up for 2. And take that lift up. Hold it high and hug that knee into your chest. So go ahead and catch the knee. Pull it up. Keep that left hip lifted. 5, 4, 3, 2. We're in a runner's lunge. Step that right foot forward. Slide that left foot back. Even out your hips, one hand on either side of your foot. We're in a runner's lunge right here. We're pushing back a little bit. So there's some energy through that left heel. We'll bring the left knee down easy, straighten the right leg, get on that right heel, or keep the right foot flat. We're going to walk the fingertips out. We're going to hover over that right thigh. So let your chest drop down. Yeah, keep working through the fingertips. So while we're breathing, we're sending out a little search party. We're looking and feeling. And then we'll come back into that runner's lunge, lifting that back knee. Left palm drops and the right arm opens. Let's reach up and roll back. Drop that right hand outside of your right foot. Very nice. And then you can start to bring your left knee to the floor and heel toe that right foot over for half pigeon here. So we'll slide the left knee back. We're going to stack up tall. We'll bring the palms together at the heart center. We're going to turn on the triceps. We're going to open through that whole left side. So we're inside the left psoas. If you took a quad stretch on the other side, you'll try it here. So catch that foot, let the right hand go wherever it needs to. Yes, very nice. If you want to reach that right arm up to the sky, we're going for the balance challenge. So extend it long. We're inside that right pec. We're breathing into that right shoulder. Gorgeous. And then stabilize with your right hand. Gently release the left foot. Let your left knee slide back a little more. Sit up tall and breathe in. As you exhale, we'll bring your torso slightly to the right. And then we'll drop down into a fold. Protecting the knees. So we're turning that left hip down towards that right heel as well, so you can maybe go a little deeper in there. And then we're going to stay on that right seat, peel the upper body up, bring the left leg around. We'll find 2 straight legs out in front of you. We're going to flex through the toes. We'll reach up the arms to the sky. And we'll find a nice deep breath in as you exhale. We're just gonna extend out first. So I want you to get long through your back. Reach out. You can bend your knees as much as you need to. Keep reaching out and then catch on. So maybe you're catching your big toes. Maybe you're sliding your hands down the balls of your feet and pulling back that way. So find what feels good and then bend the elbows and work yourself into the pose. Yeah, work into the fold. And we're gonna come into tabletop or modified tabletop. So modification we're gonna do first. Separate your feet, Mayor. Yeah, so feet are as wide as your hips. And then you'll walk your heels back. You'll lift your hips up. Nice. So your fingertips, yeah, are facing forward or out to the side. You'll drive your hips up. So if it feels better for your wrist, you can let your head drop all the way back and open up through your chest. So this is a modified tabletop. Maybe you're here. If it doesn't feel good, you can tuck your chin in. Make sure you're not straining in your neck. I want you to be able to open up through those warm shoulders. So find a place where you can actually either control it in and it's not straining or really let it open. Come on down, nice and easy. If you're up there, you can stay in modified if you're gonna stay there. If you come into a full tabletop, you'll keep your legs straight. Yeah, and then you'll lift up through your hips. I keep my fingertips facing forward, so find what feels better for you. If that doesn't feel good for your wrist, you can certainly turn them out. Hips are driving up to the sky. Maybe the head drops back into the floor. We're opening through the shoulders. And we're trying to bring the top of your feet down into the floor so you can open up through the top of the feet too. Create the length in the ankles there as well. Let's breathe it for 5. Hips drive a little higher. 4, 3, 2, nice and easy. Bring your seat down. And let's lie all the way back into the floor. And we're gonna find half happy baby. So slide both heels up towards your seat. And then I want you to keep your right foot in the floor and just take your left leg into half happy baby. So catch that foot, stack that ankle with 2 hands, grab that foot, yeah, pull it down, drive your thigh outside of your rib cage, find a strong pull, and then we're gonna switch sides. So we're gonna go side to side on this. So drop your left heel, keep that left knee bent, yeah. Catch that foot and pull, and then drop the right foot down and catch the left and pull it outside of that. Yeah, and then come to the right, catch it, and pull it down. And now come into a full happy baby. Catch both feet, inside or outer edges of the feet, doesn't matter. Find the pull. And then we'll drop the heels wider than your hips. Go ahead and separate your feet out nice and wide. And we'll bring the arms out to the side. So arms are kind of in the letter T, palms are in the floor. And then we'll bring the knees side to side, one side and then the other. And then from here, let's bring the soles of the feet together in butterfly pose. And the arms are wherever you want them to be. So you can either have them over your head, you can have them alongside of you with your palms up, you can keep them right where they are. So whatever feels good for your shoulders. Let's find a real big breath in. Let your chest rise all the way up to the sky. On a deep exhale, let your shoulder blades drop into the floor. And if you're ready to come out of Ujjayi, you can certainly start to breathe through your mouth now if that feels better. And then let's let the legs go. So go ahead and straighten your legs out. Right leg falls a little bit to the right, left leg to the left, or a lot. So sometimes if your legs are really far apart, sometimes that gives you the opportunity to let your spine feel like it is being more supported. So figure out what you want to do for your spine where you're coming into your final relaxation pose. So arms are where they feel comfortable. Yeah, shoulder blades are going to drop into the floor. An opportunity to find a few full, deep inhales and exhales right here. Let's breathe in, let your chest rise high. Out of the mouth, big exhale, yeah, let it go. Inhale, fill the lungs all the way up. Big exhale. And one more time, breathe it in. Big exhale. Relax through the shoulders now. Release through the fingertips and the toes. And let's take a moment to let your thoughts go. So as a thought comes into your mind space, just, think about tying it onto a little balloon and then let it release up into the sky. And as the thoughts come in, the balloons start to flow. And before you know it, you can see this beautiful sky that's just filled with all these different colored balloons of just thoughts that you're releasing and letting go. All different colors, all different shapes and sizes just flowing up into the sky. Did you catch on to something? Are you holding on to a balloon? See if you can release it. Go ahead and let it go. Is your sky starting to fill up? Can you allow yourself to just enjoy all the beautiful colors now that are floating up towards the clouds? Beautiful, pretty colors, and maybe they're turning into some gorgeous shape that you've never seen before. Can you feel the weight of your shoulders drop a little more? And can you relax a little bit more through your vertebrae? And what does your sky look like now? So many different pretty colored balloons, all of your favorite colors. Maybe it gets a little windy and you're letting them float further down so that the sky gets even more full. Just a few moments to relax and to release. Beautiful, strong movements tonight, my friends. Thank you so much for being here with me. Namaste.